Doha, Qatar. I wish I could tell you that I teleported here, but I did not. It was quite the journey from Louisville, Kentucky, then to Atlanta, Georgia, and then Atlanta to Doha, about a 15-hour flight. Was it easy? No, especially given that when you travel as a pole vaulter, you have to take your pole vault poles with you. But was it worth it? Oh, it's always worth it.
How was that? Was that good?
So, before I could get to Doha and start enjoying the beautiful swimming pool they have there, doing a recovery shakeout from my travel, we had to get there. And what does that entail? First step, checking your poles at the airport to make sure the cap is nice and secure after TSA checks them. They always do a thorough check of the poles at TSA. Life of a pole vaulter.
Oh yeah.
The trick is to kill them with kindness. As a vaulter, you are the biggest inconvenience of their day. And even though we often deal with some understandably grumpy TSA employees, which, to be fair to this gentleman, he was actually in a great mood and very helpful. We always have a fair amount of hilarious and positive interactions while traveling with our poles.
I wish you guys luck.
Thank you.
What is in those?
Pole vault poles.
What?
And as soon as we got through security and got a bite to eat, then we got on our quick 15-hour flight to Doha. And the next thing we knew, we were there. The first thing I do when I get off of a long overnight flight is brush my teeth because, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. It just makes me feel clean and helps me to shake off the flight. The Doha airport is extremely nice in my opinion and very clean and futuristic feeling. I guess that's what happens when you have that kind of oil money.
We're on a scavenger hunt for the poles. We made it to Qatar. We're checking over by gate 8 where our baggage came out, but you never know where the poles are gonna just appear.
So just for time reference, it was almost 5 o'clock. What makes this airport difficult is there are 2 oversized cargo pickup spots. And hilariously enough, in the end, it didn't go to either of those locations. It went directly to customs, which we eventually figured out.
And
on belt number 7?
we were on belt 8, but they're very large. They're not gonna be able to come out on a belt.
Meters?
Like 4.5 meters.
And I promise I'm not going to bore you too much longer with the pole journey, but this is what it's like every time we travel. And it's just part of being a pole vaulter. Even though my AirTag did let me know that my baggage had made it, they told me to go in the baggage office and inform them that we were looking for them. And we could just proceed to the front where customs was, and we had been wasting our time waiting at the oversized cargo area.
Traveling with poles is just waiting.
So that was great, but we did eventually find them! Woohoo! And all of that took about 40 minutes, which is really not too bad. The audio cut out. That was Gabby saying she's a little concerned that the caps aren't on, and what did I tell you? After what felt like a century later, we loaded up into the bus and we headed on to the Meat Hotel.
Your lips look blush. I just put on some, it's lip oil.
The Arabian sunset really is a sight to see.
Gabby's in here to model my... Wait, where'd you go? Model the rooms for us. Okay, wait, Loki. This is a great photo op right here. Oh. And no, I'm not done yet. They're actually really good. So good.
Wait, what? I was not expecting that.
Gabby is hilarious. So after we goofed off in the room a little while longer, we eventually decided, okay, let's go get our shakeout in, which is pretty important once you get off the plane just to get your body moving. Not every hotel has all of these amenities, but when they exist, the athletes will take advantage. Romaine Beckberg. That's right. Gotta hit the hot tub, cold tub, sauna, steam room. Got everything over here. Got it all.
This is my view. It is a really cool city, honestly. You can feel the heat radiating off the window.
And now you must meet my really good friend Robbie. She's hilarious.
Hello.
She's an Italian vaulter, as you're about to be able to tell. And we're really good friends.
Enjoying the sunshine and the swimming pool. So, Robbie, how are you feeling for the competition?
Ready. Let's see what happens. I'm at 14 steps now. 445 pole. Just trying to figure out the jump.
Same.
Let's see. I don't know.
Me too.
I hope they're doing well, but I don't know.
I just woke up 1 hour ago and it's 3 p.m.
At this point, it was the night before the competition or 24 hours after I arrived, so it was time to hit the track and get a shakeout in to get my body firing for the next day. But you also got to throw in a little fun time.
Me and Tina go way back. Way back. We're both Razorbacks.
And by fun time, I mean we did our shakeouts and then it culminated into a handstand competition. Pole vaulters.
See?
While you're here, if you're enjoying this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can hit the bell icon to get a notification every time I post a video.
Oh, look at that control. Let's see it, Derek.
I'm moving too much though.
You got it. You got this. Tuna fish.
Okay, Team Steve. Come on, hollow it out.
But she's not moving pretty good.
It looks like I got a facial, but it's just sweat.
It's just, this is our natural glow, and it smells like flowers.
Okay, back to business. I had to get my speed drills done and the rest of my workout. And even though I had just traveled from the other side of the planet, the sauna, steam room, and ice bath, and the shakeouts were definitely doing their thing because my body was feeling pretty good.
There's Robbie just standing there.
We actually weren't really supposed to be out on the track at this time because they host competitions for the local athletes the night before the Diamond League, but we snuck in there discreetly. We wanted to go in and get a feel for the stadium.
And visualize being warrior women. Right?
Although I personally have jumped in this stadium many times, all the way back to 2016, nearly every season since then.
Sandi Morris, who has already started the season really well, and that was a clearance of 484.
This was back in 2018, and I remember the entire competition leading up to that jump. I had actually been struggling that day, and then I just got angry and I hit that box as hard as I could, and I bombed that bar. Dang. That's always been my style, you know? When things get tough, just go harder. Doesn't really work for everybody, but you know what? It has almost always worked for me.
We were talking about visualizing. How do you visualize your jump before a competition? And I was asking Roberta, so when you visualize, are you from inside of yourself or are you visualizing the jump from like watching a video? And we agreed. You always visualize from first person perspective. So imagine what's the jump, what your ideal jump.
Don't forget to hit that like button and leave me a comment below because soon I'm going to make an entire video that is a Q&A style that I'm pulling questions from all of my prior vlogs. After some pole vault conversation, which is always welcome in my book, we made our way back to the hotel and had our dinner that evening, and we prepared for the next day. But before we left the track, we did make a little friend who is crawling across the track. I think he's going to be the next superstar sprinter.
Like this, and they'll hold them by the horn, and when they start flying.
And I honestly have to give the biggest shout out to Hannah. Her Instagram handle is Run in Rhinestones on Instagram. Oh my gosh, she bedazzled my uniform, and I felt so sparkly and so beautiful for the competition.
Smile! Ready to compete.
2 quick selfies to the husband and the family, and I was ready to go.
Sandi.
This was one of my first warm-up jumps, and I was very close on my run, which is why the pole stood me up. So I moved back on my next jump, and on this one, you're about to see, I moved the pole really well. It was a blow-through. I felt good after that jump, so I called warm-ups. Here's a replay of that same jump. And then the bar went up to 443, my opening height. I won't lie, this was an ugly jump in my opinion. I did not get inside of the bend of the pole, and it kind of stood me up a little bit. My first attempt at 463 was a really good jump, and my run felt dialed in finally, but the pole was too small. I did a better job of hitting the takeoff and getting my feet down at takeoff, which is why that pole was suddenly too small. So naturally I went to the next stick, and it almost stood me up, but I managed to sneak over the bar. And to be completely honest, on this day I was not very happy with my jumps. I felt like my energy was stalling out on top of the bar. But I put some good attempts at 475, and one of them was actually nearly a make. Oh, dang it.
Sandi Morris. Congratulations, ready? There you go. That ball just cannot hang on.
That was close.
That one was close.
My parents and my sisters were at home watching, and this is a video my dad took of the TV screen, so I'm sorry for the quality. But I love that you can hear my family in the background.
On the way down.
Tonight wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. I'm icing my shoulder because I still feel it on pretty much every jump, but that's okay. Far from satisfied, but I think the important thing is that I feel like my mental game was in a really good place tonight, and with a few other small adjustments, I would have made the next height, 475. I would have made that. I had 2 really good attempts at it, and then maybe that would have set me up to even go higher. But I'm pleased with tonight. You know, tied for 4th in my first Diamond League of the season. It's my first competition back in, 7 or 8 months. No matter what, I'm gonna go out there and I'm going to fight. I'm not pleased with 463 at all.
First meet of the year, so I'm gonna take what I can from it. I'm gonna learn, and I'm gonna move forward, because that is all you can do in this sport, and know what I need to go home and work on. It's quite a long trip to get out here for one competition, but I wouldn't trade it for anything, honestly.
I was in a hurry to get my things in that bag so I could at least catch a couple hours of sleep. So it's 3:24 a.m. in Doha, Qatar. Post-competition, I've been trying to sleep, and I just cannot fall asleep. 4:49 a.m. We endured the same check-in process to get the poles loaded and onto the aircraft with us, heading back to the USA. See you next year, hopefully, Qatar. It's always fun. It's always a pleasure. And thank you so much to my fans and followers who are watching this video and made it to the end. You're a champion. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because that is what helps me the most in creating this content. I'll see you next time on my next vlog.
We have some bad news.
We don't know yet.
We don't.
Sandy grabbed my bag and she said it was very flimsy.
Her pole bag was like totally bent in the middle, and then they had to totally just load it on the bus, and so it's sitting right there, but we just know her poles are totally broken. My God. Okay, they're still broken. They're definitely okay. I'm just kidding. No, those are very broken for sure. Do you? Yeah. Okay. Oh my God, they're all broken. They're done for.